Hi, I'm Miles Trotter, and this series is called How to Achieve Impossible Results. And today I'm going to talk about how to empower others to be more effective. So let's start with the model of productivity that most of us have in our heads. So what we do is we observe the results that people produce. And if we don't like those results, what we do is we tell those people to change their actions and behavior to produce better results. And what we hope when we do that is A, that they'll listen to us, and B, that what we tell them and what they do will actually work. All right? So, for example, I've worked a lot recently with executives who are responsible for big projects in countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, and India. And they're really worried about incidents, injuries, and just overall safety on the work sites. And when I ask them, what they're doing to make things better, okay, what they say is, well, we're constantly telling the workforce to wear their helmets and wear their harnesses and strap their tools on so they don't drop them on other people every single day. But, there's always some who don't, and that's when the problems happen. And look, I really understand the frustration of these executives, right? But the problem with this approach of telling people what to do doesn't work, right? When you tell people to do something, the results don't get better. At best, you get grudging compliance, right? When they think you're looking. At worst, you get resentment, resistance, and the need to constantly be on top of people, right? And you think about, well, what happens when someone tells you what to do, right? Tells you that you're doing something wrong, okay? And especially if there's some kind of threat or domination involved, yeah? And it's not that different to telling your teenager to clean up their room. And you've told them every day 10 times to clean up their room. And you hope that this time, even though the last 2,000 times hasn't worked, that this time is actually going to be different and they're going to do it, right? It's insane. It never works. So what we must do is look behind and underneath people's actions to understand what causes them to do the things they do. That means finding out how they see the world, because people act rationally according to their perceptions. We must find out their perceptions and then start talking to them. Well, are those perceptions accurate? And maybe there's other ways of seeing the world that might encourage them to behave differently. So I ask these leaders if they've taken the time to talk to their workers, especially contractors, to understand their perceptions. You see, in many of these countries, workers have no contract. They have very little rights. They have no savings. They work day to day, extremely long hours. They're under incredible time pressure to get the job done. And in their mind, safety slows things down. And they will never make more safe choices with that perception. And it's a real eye-opener for leaders, you see. And when they seek to understand their people's perceptions and the drivers, that's when the breakthroughs can happen. They start slowing down schedules. They start engaging with the owners of the contracting companies that employ these workers to say, look, we care about these people, right? We want you to care about these people. We want to sort of alter the time pressure. We want it to make sense for them to wear their safety gear and be safe, and not just have it be about rules and procedures, okay? So listen, this is not only true in the developing world. This is true for any group of people whose performance you are accountable for, okay? If you want to improve their effectiveness, you've got to find out their perceptions. How do they see things? And then start engaging with them if it's not working to see, can you engage with them to change their perceptions so they do things differently? I hope you found this useful. If you want to talk to me about how to engage with people and find out about perceptions and maybe even change perceptions to get better results, get in touch with me. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks.